Hi everybody, my name is Ragasandesh. I'm a practicing advocate in Supreme Court, and here I am to tell you about few qualities of a good advocate and to be a good advocate. The most important aspect of an advocate is there are 5 qualities, that is compassion. Second thing is listening skills, and you should be assertive but not aggressive, and then you should be creative and you should possess pursuits. Now let me explain you what is compassion. Compassion is nothing but you should build up an emotional bonding with a client. Only if you build up an emotional bonding with a client, you will be able to understand the problems of the client. And only if you understand the problems of the client, you will be able to ascertain the problem and give a proper remedy to the problem of the client. And you will have to get into the shoes of the client and then understand what exactly is the problem of the client. And this is called as compassion. And the most important quality of an advocate is to listen. You should be able to listen what your colleague says, what the judge says, what the client says, what the public says. This is the most important quality of a good advocate. If you possess good listening skills, you will be able to ascertain, analyze, and determine what exactly is your job. Without listening to anyone, you will not be able to understand or ascertain anyone. And this is the most important feature of a good advocate. Now, let me explain you what exactly is listening skill. You should let the person speak, and you should be able to listen, and you should be able to have that patience in listening to the other in what he is speaking and what he exactly wants from you. The client comes to you with a problem, and it's your responsibility to listen to the problem of the client. And only if you listen to the problem of the client, you will be able to understand his exact position, and you should be able to analyze whether what he speaks with you is right or wrong, which is most mandatory to do in the matter in the court. And other important aspect is a good advocate should be assertive but not aggressive. This is most important feature. Today in the society, many people feel that an aggressive advocate is a talented advocate and a featured advocate, which is absolutely wrong. An advocate who cannot analyze the things and ascertain the things becomes an aggressive advocate. I'll let you know the difference between aggressive advocate and also an advocate who analyzes the things. An aggressive advocate is somebody who listens to just the gist of the point, but not anything else. But an aggressive advocate is somebody who doesn't listen to anyone and who doesn't want to listen to anyone. This is called as aggressiveness. And he always wants to just take the things noted onto his own way. And he tries to bypass, overtake the others, which is a bad feature. But whereas advocate who analyzes the things, who ascertains the things, will make the others listen what he exactly wants to say. He will have the talent of making the people hear to him, which is most important. And a success rate of an advocate will be only through the analyzation and also asserting power and capacity, but not with aggressiveness. And it doesn't work out in all the ways and every time. And then creativity. What is creativity? Creativity is nothing but there are several ways in the law to solve the problems. But whereas you should be able to choose the right path where the problems can be sorted out in an easier manner, and the client can be given a pace to get out of his problems with a minimum time span. For example, a document is executed by a register which is not valid in law. There are two ways to go for this. There are two ways of approaching courts for this. One is the lower court. Many of the advocates do the same. They go for the lower court and launches a petition asking for cancellation of the document. This may take more than 5 to 6 years of span for cancellation of the document. And even to obtain a bail, it would take lots of time, whereas the workload in the lower courts is quite hectic, whereas they will not be able to concentrate on each and every case. But whereas there is another way also. Since the registrar is involved in this case, you can make him a party and go for a writ of certiorari and writ of mandamus or certiorari mandamus to the High Court, and you can launch a petition and immediately you can get a stay order on the document which is wrongfully executed. This will not take much time and the remedy is faster. This is the way you'll have to analyze to solve the problems and come out of the problems and give a correct, exact remedy for the problem to the client. This will improvise your standard of profession. And in addition to this, I would also like to tell you, as we have already spoken about aggressiveness and assertiveness of an advocate, aggressiveness will always create a bad remark on the advocate, where he would not respect anybody with aggressiveness. But whereas assertiveness will give a positive sign for you. And an aggressive advocate will always become a burden to the client. He will not be a burden taker of the client. And as an advocate, you should be a burden taker. You should not be a burden to the client. As I told you prior, you're paid for the same. And in addition to this, perseverance is something most important. This is nothing but how you're going to deal with the problems, and how you're going to manage the time, and how you're going to deal with the situation. This is most important. Any advocate who wants to deal with a problem or who wants to fight with a problem should possess perseverance. It's nothing but you should be patient enough, and you should be able to analyze what exactly is going wrong with you. And failures are the stepping stones of success. As we all know, nobody is a successful man initially without a failure. In most of the cases, only rare cases, you bag everything at first. But whereas failures are the stepping stones of success, and most of the successful leaders today have come out with failure, and they have succeeded in the later stages of their life. Here I would like to tell you a small example. We all know about Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. He was a barrister, and in addition to this, he was a person who have completed his barrister in UK. And the first case of him was a failure. Do you know what he has done in his first case? He has gone to the court, but he was unable to speak anything in the court because he had stage fear and he could not speak anything. He could not reply to the clients. He could not reply to the judge. He could not argue with this defense lawyer. He could not do anything there. And the first fees he has collected was 20 rupees, and the same was returned by him to his client since he couldn't do justice to him. But today, we all call him as Father of Nation. So, in addition to this, he was a very successful lawyer. Most of the great lawyers, let us say Ram Jethmalani ji, is an icon for every Indian lawyer, no doubt. He's a rebel in the profession of law. He has faced lots of problems in his profession. He has been jailed also. And he has faced lots of problems politically at the time of Congress, period. But he never gave up. And he was a former Minister for Law and Justice for our nation. He has released many products from his office who are standing today as wonderful lawyers. So, everyone should understand that this profession of advocacy is ethical. Here I would like to tell you what exactly is ethical. And do you know what is professional ethics? Professional ethics is nothing but being loyal to your client. And if a client comes to you and admits that he has committed a crime, say murder, and you have all your rights to deny the case, that you are not going to appear for him in the court, and you have all the rights to accept his case, but you cannot be a witness against your client. This is something called as professional ethics. So, hope this will help you out to come out as good advocates. Thank you.